I sure hope we are in the best team ever. Oh, this might just be. I'm hoping this isn't just. Oh,
Oh,
it's live in the best team ever. Okay,
there you go.
whew. All right. Sorry, this is different. I'm doing it on our laptop instead of my phone. And the setup's a little bit different, so it threw me off for a second. But hello, we're Dave and Becky here with all things email marketing lists today. And this has been a new approach, something that we've been using to grow our business over the last year or so. I mean, always, but we've been focusing more heavily on it within the last year with great success. So we wanted to come share with you a little bit. Like I said before, this is going to be a multi-part series just so that we can not overwhelm you, but kind of, take it bit by bit. So today we're going to talk about why email marketing. Why is marketing through emails so effective? As well as at the end, we are going to answer the questions that you asked in the team page. So to start out with, a lot of people think that email is dead and that it's something that was ancient and it was pre-text and it was pre-social media and that it's just kind of the old way of doing it. But there are lots of studies to prove and lots of examples, and ours is one, that email is not dead and that people still do check their emails, and that even though they have a smartphone that can do texting and social media, that it also can still receive emails. So let's see, I jotted down some ideas. So another really good thing about and why we kind of started transforming and transitioning to that is because you own your email list. You have full control over when those emails go out, how many people they go, if you want to segment them and only send out emails to certain people who are interested in certain types of products or certain types of opportunities or whatever, you get to segment that and decide how your message can best be heard. As well as you can't be put in Facebook jail. They can't block your email. There are ways to ensure that your emails can be delivered so they aren't as spammy. The algorithms, you don't have to worry about putting great content out there and then having nobody see it because they redo the algorithms and now you can't be found anymore, or your amazing message is seen by nobody. So those are some of the reasons why I love it, is because you are in complete control and you own that. You don't own the people, obviously, and they can always unsubscribe, but you have control, and that's what I mean by you own it. You control how you get to market to those people. And marketing, from the marketing man, just means helping people get what they want, helping them know and easily know what's available and how to get it. So that's why I love email, because you can also include a link straight in there. And that was Aaron's question, so we'll talk about that at the end, how you can link. But you can link every picture. You can make a little button and say, shop now or whatever, or learn more, or whatever you're trying to get them to do. And it's just easy for them to just click and go straight through. So you can link things.
Well, and that mindset is is important, right? Because if you go into email marketing with, well, I don't want to bug people,
Yeah.
right? Or I don't want to be that junk that they have to delete in their inbox. But if you go into it thinking, wow, right, like I have a customer, they bought a six pack or whatever it was. I want to just, hey, you're probably out, or here's our new deals, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if you think email's dead, I get email probably 2 or 3 times a week from Nike, right? Because I've bought stuff in the past, I have their app, and it's always like, here's this new shoe because I've indicated in the Nike app that I like to run, and that I like basketball, and so I get,
which again is part of that
yeah,
that targeting, that segmenting of the list. They know exactly what you want to be kept up to date with.
Yeah. So I'll get an email with, hey, here's this new basketball shoe that's dropping, or here's this new running shoe, or here's this is on sale, or there's a family and friends sale, or anything like that. So Nike still uses emails, and some of them I convert on, meaning some of them I'll buy on, but other ones I won't. So the point here is that they're helping me know what's going on, because your customers are busy, they don't know what's going on, and so if you're there to help them with Scentsy and say, hey, here's this Valentine's collection or whatever, then that's actually helpful and it's not a nuisance. Excuse me.
I was going to say, that's our daughter's coming home from school. She's probably going around to the garage. But there's something else that I wanted to say about that, but now I lost my train of thought. Oh, also, a lot of times people are like, well, can I email my customers every week? Or is it annoying? Or should I do once a month? Dave gets emails from Nike daily. And that was kind of as well how some of the thought that we use to develop our email system is basically mirroring what other what we're receiving and what kinds of emails we don't mind. And if you don't want to read it, you just delete it. Or if it gets really incessant, then you can unsubscribe. But yeah, especially if it's exactly what you want to hear and relevant information. Oh, I just adjusted it and now it's back. Then nobody's going to be bothered. You're making it easy and convenient. Just like when we text our customers to let them know something is new, it's the same thing. It's just through email. So, and I personally kind of like email better because like a text, it feels a little more, I don't know, this is weird, but it's more of an invasion of my privacy. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to text me? Yeah, exactly. And it's, anyway, so I like receiving an email that I'd want to go back to and reference or look a little bit more. I don't know. That's just me. I would prefer from my friends, I want you to text me. And even my team members, you guys know I'm not super great at talking on the phone sometimes, but I'll always answer a text, well, most of the time, or a PM or something like that. So it's the same way with our customers. They want it to be easy. They want to be in the know, but we are in this world. We know what's new. We know it's exciting. We know it's selling out so fast, but they don't. And so it's a great way to keep them in the know. Okay. So, another thing that you kind of alluded to is the ability to segment or to put them into little groups, little groupings. Like, so for Scentsy, you could have them opt in to your email, or you could tag them for those who have either bought or mention that they're interested in receiving updates about buddies when the new buddies drop. Or then they can be in that small list. So if you don't want to email everybody, but you want to email just those who might really want that information, then you can make sure that you're getting them the information that they want. Or if you have some who really love the body products or the laundry or something like that. So that's what I love about email as well, is it's so easy to target and to segment exactly who you want which message to go to so that you're giving them exactly what they want to know. Some people just want a quick overview. They just want to remember, oh, yep, she's alive. Click on this link. I want to shop on her website. Others are like, nope, I want real live pictures or videos of how you're using the product. And you can do that through email as well, just like you do on social media. But that was another reason why I decided to go, because I don't really love social media. And I feel really silly, and I don't like having to remember to post daily or even schedule. And I don't know, just kind of that letting yourself be ever present and kind of sucked into the vortex of social media. If that's you, props to you, no judgment, because I think it's great and it's working so great for some. For me, it just wasn't working. I wasn't very consistent. I had a hard time being really authentically me because of just, I don't know, I just had a really hard time. So for me, I have a much easier time sharing myself, my life, and my loves of Scentsy through an email. So anyway, if it works for you, that's why. So it's also been proven that if you are going to spend money on like Facebook ads or Instagram ads or any kind of marketing money, you will get a lot better return on your investment when it's something related to growing your email, because then again, you're not just hoping that they'll have impressions online and be able to see you again, but you actually have their name so you can follow up with them. Kind of like in real life, when I give away a catalog, I never just give away a catalog. I give away a catalog and I always have like a sticky note on front. And so I'm like, hey, would you love this catalog? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, well, great. Just write your name and your phone number and whatever else. An email. And so that I can follow up with you and see if you have any questions. And, I've never had anybody be like, never mind, I don't want your catalog, Yeah. So it's the digital version of doing that, is finding a way to collect that email list so that you always have that warm list of who's wanting your stuff and you can help get it to them.
Yeah. So now with email, there are some numbers that's good to know, right? So Shelley Platt had a question that I think is really helpful to understand.
Okay, pause. Before we go into that, because then we'll go into the questions and I'll move over there. Just before I end, you all have asked me many times, so I just wanted to put it on here on the, he's paused. There are free email services where you can grow your list. So with MailChimp, I started with MailChimp. It's a free account. You don't have to pay to have it. You don't have to pay. Oh gosh, okay. Maybe it was more than just a pause. You don't have to pay to send them out. You can send out unlimited emails, but you can only have 2,000 contacts. So until your list reaches more than 2,000 people that you're wanting to send emails to, MailChimp is a great place to start. That's where I started.
Yeah, and that's good to understand because we're not saying go to your Gmail and send out, 1,000 emails or whatever. Get a free service. There's MailChimp. There's Flowdesk has a cost, right? But,
yeah. There's MadMimi.
There's a lot of free ones. As long as you're not sending to 1 million people 10 times a week, then you're fine, right?
Yeah, don't be spammy.
MailChimp we used up until recently.
Yeah, for years and years, and it was great.
So,
and anyway, so there's a bunch of different things that you can do with it. But so that's what I wanted to mention is the free services. Number one, you have your workstation. We do have the emailing capability in the contacts tab, as well as in the communications tab. It doesn't work very well. It's very glitchy. Lots of times it won't get delivered, or it won't even, even if they respond, it won't come back. So that's free. It's there. It's integrated into our workstation, which is great because anytime anybody orders from you, if you put their email in there, then it stays in your contacts. Or if they order online, they have to insert their email in there. So then you already have an email list, whether you know it or not. If you have contacts, if you have customers, you have email lists. You might want to ask them if they would like to receive it. But if they're giving you their email, then they can receive it. And then they can always opt out. So there's number one is your workstation, but it's not reliable. But it's free and it's easy. It's handy because it's already there. Number two is also Amy, the Amy app. There's the free version, or there's the version that you can pay for. Amy, AMI. The downfall with those is it's one at a time. You can't batch send a whole bunch, and no scheduling. So you can put in a template, but you can't schedule them out to say, okay, as soon as someone orders, give them this email, or as soon as it's been a month, give them this email. You have to manually go in and do that, which is fine. And that's, like I said, that's another way to do it. Another option. Again, some is better than none. Start small. If all you want to do is just use Amy for your follow-ups and create a template, and then make sure that you just go through and do your Amy emails or text or however you want to do it. Follow up however you want to. We're just saying this is a different way to do it if you want to, but some is better than none. MailChimp, MadMimi. So those are all free or low-cost services. Another cheap service that we've recently upgraded to, and cheap means $20 a month. So if you're just like, well, what does cheap mean? So all those ones are free, but this one that we use now called Flowdesk, it's $20 a month because it's still in beta. So I can give you a code if you decide you want to use it, because it's normally $40 a month. But anyway, so for $20 a month, we now get unlimited because our list has grown bigger. So unlimited. So we don't have to worry about reaching that cap and then not being able to email out all of our people because we have too many contacts. And then there are more expensive ones that you will hear about, like Constant Contact, Active Campaign. There's lots of them. So if you hear about those, don't think that that's the only way to do it. I've got some. Debbie, hello. Becky, hello. Will it work here? I am sure that email campaigns will. I don't know if there are certain ones that are more likely to be blocked, because email is email. So as long as you have those emails on your list, I don't know about international emailing, Debbie, but I'm sure that you have an email service that's local to you guys if Flowdesk doesn't work. But I'm pretty sure I belong to a free Facebook community for Flowdesk, and there are people from all over, in Australia, and I think it's all over. So I'm pretty sure that email is email, but there are different regulations internationally for what you can send and not. Like recently on my Facebook Messenger, I've been getting this message that says something about how they've updated the terms and policies internationally to abide by some different international policies. So I know there are different policies, and we'll have to look into that. But I'm pretty darn sure that even if this system doesn't, I'm sure there are email systems that work over there, or even just anywhere, like I said. But I'm pretty sure that it's international, and it's an email. So you don't even have to pay like you would have to do for international texting. It's email. So Flowdesk. I'll post a link, and like I said, if you want my referral code, that way you can get it for half price if you want to use it. But like I said, I'm so fine with you guys starting with something like MadMimi or MailChimp or whatever else you can find that's an email service. If they were to Google that, would they just say email marketing service or something like that? And if you wonder about something, there's a lot of them that I've heard of. So feel free to put it in the chat or even PM us if you are like, okay, have you heard of this one or whatever, and we'll kind of try to look at it with you if you don't want to use one of those other ones. So you can do Flowdesk if you want, but also there's kind of no need, unless you don't want to learn one system and then switch over. once you get bigger. But like I said, ours lasted us for quite a while because we tried to keep our list slim. And again, with email list building, it's not the more the merrier. You don't want this big, huge list of 20,000 names, but only 100 people actually click on it. That will mark you as spam by the email. You get rated like a grade so that they know whether or not you are a reliable emailer or whether you're spammy, and they will know to mark you as spam. So again, a smaller, warm list is better than just getting anybody's emails just to say, oh, I've got all these potentials. They're probably not going to open them anyway, and it will, kind of like a credit score, it will ding you if you aren't keeping them happy and giving them what they want. So if they don't really want to be on your list, it's better for you if they unsubscribe. So anyway, yeah, okay. Okay, so now to go to your questions that you want to answer.
Well, there were some questions, and we got to, so we wanted to answer those questions real quickly here.
I'm going to pull them up.
Shelly had a question.
Remember, go for it.
I think it had to do with, well, what about, if you get a low response rate, right? So for example, if you send out 2,000 emails, you can expect that you'll have anywhere between 10 and 20% of them actually open it. And then an even smaller percent that actually do anything on it. So if you're doing the, and that's totally fine. That's industry average. And per Becky's comment, they're not going to say, oh my gosh, nobody's opening her emails, right? And then, mark you as spam or anything like that. That's typical. That's average. That's been in our Scentsy business. That's been in other businesses that I've worked with. That's typical. And in some, it's even lower.
But in general, the higher that percentage, the more effective you are, and so the more preference your emails will get into the deliverability.
Yeah, and the things like having, a very true but yet enticing subject makes a difference, right? Like if you say, your Scentsy update, that's not very exciting. But if you say, have you seen this new Marvel warmer, or something like that, that's a little more.
Or this warmer broke the internet, or something like that.
Whatever that might be. So that that's fine. So I think I've been trying to send you a couple times.
A lot of emails were never opened.
Yeah, so Shelly, so don't worry about that, right? You'll have anywhere between 80 to 99% sometimes of your emails don't, and it's different every time. Right, and you'll always have some people that unsubscribe.
And that made me so sad. For a while, I had to stop looking at my unsubscribers and stop looking at how many didn't open because I was like, I'm trying to give you good info. That's just how it goes. How many of your emails are you even interested in, but you just don't open, or you think, oh, I'll open it later or something like that. So, you gotta not take it personally.
And sometimes people's lives change, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's people that will be looking for jobs, and they'll subscribe to tons and tons of email alerts on new jobs cropping up in their area. But maybe they'll get a job, then they unsubscribe, right? Or maybe they're interested in this, that, or whatever, and then they unsubscribe. So don't take offense. That's just the nature of the game. So next one, let's see. What are the rules for sending an email to someone who hasn't subscribed? So like Becky said, every country has their own rules. And so it really kind of depends on those, as well as Becky said, you do have, because if anyone bought online, you have their email, right? And so you can use that email in marketing pending the rules of your locality, right? So if for whatever reason there's a rule that says you can't do that, which isn't what we have here in the US, then you'd want to just adhere to that. But if you have their email, I'll tell you what we do. If we have your email, we send you an email until you unsubscribe. And so once you unsubscribe, you don't get them anymore. But if you just keep getting them, and whether or not you open them or not, we'll just keep giving them to you.
Yeah. But if somebody ever says, hey, please, can you take me off your list? Yeah, you don't want to be sending it to people that don't want it, obviously. So
yeah. Can you send an email asking if they want to subscribe and then leave them alone if they don't? Yeah, you can do that. I'll tell you, in my experience, if you ask someone via email if they want to get more emails, they will almost always say no. But if you ask them at a party or something on the phone or in a chat or in a personal way, maybe you call them up after they've ordered. And if you say you say, hey, you know what? I send out an email, maybe like in a follow-up communication, and you're saying, hey, thanks for your order. I hope you enjoy your stuff. Hey, I send out an email newsletter every now and then with deals and new products. Would you want to get that? More often than not, then they'll say, oh, yeah, sure.
You could also, if you have it, it's kind of like when people use sorry, my words are gone, but when you do a story on Instagram or Facebook and say, hey, do you want a catalog? Yes or no? Well, you don't want to give them that option to say no. You want to say, do you want a digital version of the catalog or do you want me to mail you one? And then so again, you're not asking, do you want this? You're saying, which format do you want? So instead of sending them an email, if you have their email list, instead of saying, hey, do you want emails? Because then that gives them the chance, and maybe they're thinking, oh, I don't want to, but maybe they might, and they just don't even know what they're getting yet. You could send them an email, maybe even connected to a Google Doc or Jot form or something, where you have them check all the emails you would be interested in. And then they're obviously checking, I'd like to know about laundry updates, or I'd like to know about pet updates, or I'd like to know about the new catalog updates. And then you're getting their response and they're saying, okay, I want your email, but then they're saying which kind of emails they want. See what I'm saying? So instead of saying, do you want it, yes or no, say, which one would you prefer? Or which kind of updates would you like?
And it's very much in the way you ask them, right? So here's two options compared to yourself. If I said, I guess I need to move my finger over there. If I said to you, number one, do you want my emails? No one's ever going to say, I want your email. Yes, please send me all the emails.
Please fill up my inbox.
Yeah. But if you say, hey, would you like to stay up to date on deals and new products? Sure. Yeah. Because that's really what you're offering.
Or would you like to get my specials? Because we cannot offer specials on social media, but you can offer any special that you want. Not that you need to, but if you ever decided that you wanted to, you can email that out all the day long. So you can be like, hey, if I ever offer specials, you can only get it by signing up through email. You can even say that on social media and say, hey, if you want to get in on my super special deals, you can do that however you want, and then you have some way of capturing their email, and then voila, you've got people that want to be on your list, that want to get this stuff, because again, a list doesn't do any good if it's just a list of people. You want your warm list. They're already warmed up. They're already excited to hear what you have to say. So anyways, you could never even mention, do you want my email? Do you want to subscribe to my email? I just mentioned what your email is going to do, right? Keep them up to date about new products and deals and specials. And then say, okay, if that's what you want, then just give me if you give me your email, then I'll do it that way. So anyways. Yeah. Which is another, and we alluded to it, but which is another reason why at a party, don't just get their name and their address and their phone number, or don't just have them text you their phone number to put you in their phone, because again, then you're missing out on that email information. Get in the habit of getting their name and their email and their text if you want, or whatever. Have them text their email to you at whatever, or something. Just like it's the same thing at a real party. If we get to go back to real parties someday after COVID, and they fill out a drawing slip for whatever drawing you're going to do, you're doing that in exchange for their information. And I always say, hey, it has to be completely filled out, or else you're not qualifying for whatever I'm giving them. So again, that's a great way for you to get their information, because they want it. But like he said, even if I want information, I would never be like, oh, sure, here's my email for free, So you kind of have to entice them with why they want it. So anyway, okay, good. So, good point.
Okay, Aaron Kellums asked, I'd love details on how you include all your direct links, right? So obviously, if you're using MailChimp or whatever service that you're using, you're going to design a pretty email. And in that, you can put it, say you put in a picture of the new warmer, you can link that image directly to your site, right? And a lot of times, you can link it to that image on your site in a party. Not a lot of times, but always. Once you create a party, then you can get that direct link to that product in a party. So that's how you do that. And you want to do that. You want to make it look nice and pretty, because 99% of the people that are reading your emails are doing it on a phone, right? And if it looks nice on a phone and they see a pretty image, my sister bought from an image in an email that we sent out a couple weeks ago, simply because she just saw a picture of the warmer and was like, oh, one that it had been out for 6 months, but she didn't know it was out there. And so she just bought it through there because it was simple and saw the picture. So that's how you do that.
So you can link the pictures. You can also link the text beneath it. You can link any words that you want. You can even create what they call a button, kind of like a shop now or buy this or whatever. You can create that and you can link that directly. They call it deep link, because it's not just linked to your website, but it's linked to the party, the website, and the product, like he was just saying. So you can literally link anything you want. And we can do a deep dive and show you exactly how to do that. Like we could even do a run through with MailChimp for one of our training sessions if you'd like. But just make sure you link all the things and then it goes directly to your PWS, because that way when somebody clicks on it, like his sister who's like, ooh, I need that warmer, and they are like, I need it right now, it's going to your website. It makes it easy for them to buy, and it helps add to your party for your host rewards to be able to then use those rewards to give away or to use for yourself or whatever you want to do with them, but it helps, build up your party. So
the last one is, do you use emails instead of or in addition to texts? And I think we've used texts a lot in the past. I think emails, I don't think there's been times where we've sent out emails and not had a purchase, but it was, I think, a while ago.
Yeah.
In the last 18 months or so, we send out an email. We almost always get purchases. Not even that day, but the next.
Lots of times it'll be that day. I've been surprised that it's kind of like, we need some orders. Okay, let's send out an email. And then within a couple hours, we've got a couple of orders. And then, like you said, they just keep trickling in after that. But usually it's an impulse. That's why you want to make it easy and convenient. So that they see something and they're like, oh, I want that. And they click it right there on their phone, kind of like Amazon, to where you see it, you click it. Amazon even has do you want it right now or do you want to put it in your shopping cart? Because they know you see it, you want it, make it easy for them so that they can buy it right then. So that it's not inconvenient. I mean, how many times do I not make an appointment to go do something because I have to go through the effort to actually do it? But if they would send me a link and be like, hey, we've signed you up for this day, does that work for you? I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll be there. And I will be there. So it's the same thing with our customers. They want to be told what to buy because they love the stuff too. And they want to be told how to do it. So that's why I love the email deliverability system, is that you can email it to them. I still text my customers individually through the Amy app as a follow-up. Hey, how did you like that? So that's the more personal, the personal nurturing. But for broad, getting a message out, you could use something like Project Broadcast to do texting drips. I know there's a lot of consultants that are using those, and those are fun. Like I said, for me personally, I just, especially if it's something that I want to look through, I would prefer it in an email format, and it seems like that would convert better. So if it's a personal message that I'm sending to them, thanks for your order, or hey, I'm putting in an order, or whatever, then I'll send it through text. But generally speaking, we have gone through email, and it's worked really well. Like I said, every time we send one out, we get orders every time because people want it to be convenient and easy for them to be able to order, and they want to be able to order through you. So make it personal. So the next couple of times will come on. So if you have any other further follow-up questions, post them in our team page or send me a PM or whatever, and we will address those as well. But the next thing we're going to talk about is a big one. It's my favorite part because it's kind of the meat and bones about the nitty-gritties of building your list. What you should say, how the subject title makes a huge difference, and kind of some clues on how to make sure that people open it. Scheduling emails and kind of some tips on that, a content calendar, all kinds of things about building your email list and kind of nurturing that, and how to make it to where it really is something that's beneficial to them as well as to you. And then after that, we'll go into how to link it all together and kind of using multiple avenues to make your email marketing game even stronger. So join us for those next. And like I said, happy to answer any questions. So send those to us and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining in. Here's to growing our email lists.